Cadillac Lyric, cold start. Oof, listen to that. She sounds good. All right, guys, so we are on the road. As you heard there in the beginning, the cold start from the Cadillac Lyric, it's a little different, you know? There's a little less sound, but that was obviously a joke. If you guys don't know, the Cadillac Lyric is a full electric car, so there's no actual exhaust noise. But anyway, we are on the road. We are heading to our destination. Amber, where's our destination?
Maybe blackout tinting.
Maybe blackout tinting. So now that the C8 Z06 is sold, I think you guys probably know what I'm doing. I'm going to the blackout to pick up my C7 ZR1. That car has not gotten enough love, and what better excuse to give it some love than I don't have any other car. So that's what we're doing. We'll see you at blackout. Amber's speeding. She's speeding. She's trying to get me to blackout tinting faster because she misses the ZR1 as well. But yeah, guys, just so you know, there is an update video coming. If you're interested in the Lyric saga, which actually that video did way better than I thought it was going to, we do have an update coming. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so here we are. We are here at Gibsonia, the blackout tinting down here. We are here to pick up the car because, like I said, the C8 Z06 is sold. We need something to play with. And C7 ZR1 right here, we got a bunch of mods planned for it, so let's get her unwrapped. All right, so we are a little bit buried in there. We gotta move a couple cars, and I figured this is a good time to take a look at some cool cars that Blackout's working on. So we got a BMW here getting some window tint. Nice satin kind of paint on there. That's pretty cool looking. Got a beautiful Range Rover getting a bunch of work done. Nice Cadillac. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. Porsche. It's a cool color. Getting some ceramic coating, it looks like. These things are gorgeous. This is basically a mini Urus. Really nice color. Cleaned up, looking beautiful. But yeah, and then we got a couple, well, one car up here, which is a Mercedes. You can see it off there in the distance, but pretty cool cars. Then back here, looks like a Porsche getting some PPF. Maybe Cayenne. Another BMW getting some window tint. All kinds of stuff. Toyota getting cleaned up over there. But yeah, guys, look at that. Look at her. I'm so freaking excited to drive that thing. It's stupid. And then looks like a Ford getting some PPF, a Honda. But yeah, hey, what's up? Look at this thing. What is this? That's a big friggin' front end. Do it. So tell me, what's fantastic about that 911 I just filmed?
So that's not proven, but I'm pretty sure it's one of one. It's one of 1,974 that were produced worldwide, and that's the only one that our customer knows of in that color.
Yeah, so he had it paint a sample from what I understand. So $16,000 paint job. I looked at it and said, hey, it's a pretty cool looking Porsche, but apparently this thing's worth $500,000. This is the kind of crazy stuff you find out here at Blackout Tinting. All right, so ZR1 time has commenced, guys. Car sat down here for almost a year. Started right up thanks to the anti-gravity battery. I'm letting her run to just kind of clean out little any kind of cobwebs that are in there basically. But yeah, you guys know it is ZR1 time. The internet's going crazy for ZR1s right now. Why not a little bit of C7 ZR1 in there too? Why not, right? Love this thing, guys. I am so freaking absolutely pumped to get back behind the wheel of this. I know it sounds weird because it's obviously my car and I can get behind the wheel of it anytime I choose, but it's just different now that I know I don't have to split time. This is going to be my baby for at least the next couple months until the C8 ZR1 comes in, because yes, I am getting one of those. Oh God, guys, it is so good to be back in this car. I freaking love it. So much about this car is missed. I mean, the biggest thing right there. I mean, it is so much more fun to drive. But anyway, I thought I'd get clever, bring this car out to a car show, and the typical car show we come to on Fridays is canceled for today. So yeah, we're gonna try to hit up another one. But anyway, I just want to give you a little bit of an update. This thing's freaking awesome. I missed my time in this car so bad. I am pumped for what I have coming for this car in the future though, guys. Stay tuned. Lots of mods for the C7 ZR1 coming in. Stuff I probably should have done to begin with, but for some reason I never did. So yeah, stay tuned. All right, guys, so here we go. We're going for a little ride. I figured I got to give you some driving footage in this video, because this car, like I keep saying, is just so fantastic. The ride of this car is somehow a hair softer. I actually don't want to use the word softer. I want to use more compliant is kind of where I like to be with it, because it's not necessarily softer, but it feels better somehow. It feels like it takes turns better, and it isn't quite as jarring as the C8 Z06 is. And as you can hear, it has its own awesome sound. So even though the C8 Z06 sounds amazing, this car doesn't exactly sound bad. I mean, AWE makes this thing sound even better than normal, and this is just an AWE exhaust. There's no high flow cats or long tube headers or anything on it. I've been kicking around the idea of possibly doing that stuff, but let me know down below what your thoughts are. Should I do that? Should I put long tube headers on this and kind of start throwing a tune on it and all that good stuff? I mean, I could reduce the size of the pulley, tune it, headers, and probably be sitting at about 100 horsepower more than I have now. So if I wanted to go full tilt, cam, and everything, I could get this thing right around the same amount of horsepower the new C8 ZR1's putting out. So it could get interesting. But let me know what your thoughts are down below. What should I do, if anything? I have a couple little mods planned for the car that are really things I should have done probably to begin with, but these are mods that would be easily reversible if I were ever to sell the car for, you know, what this thing's worth. But I don't think I'm going to ever sell it anyway, so yeah, I think at that point I'm kind of open to do whatever. So let me know what your thoughts are down below. What should I do? But anyway, guys, like I said, really an awesome car. Not that I'm not going to miss the C8 Z06, but at the same time, this car's definitely going to help ease the transition. And of course, I will have a C8 ZR1 coming pretty much as soon as I can. As soon as Chevy puts out some allocations for a 26, I'm going to get my name in there and get my build done and whatnot. So I'm kind of hoping for maybe later this year, possibly early next year, to have the C8 ZR1. And in the meantime, like I said, I was offered an amount for the C8 Z06 that I couldn't say no to, so that's where we're at. I wasn't really even trying to sell it yet. It's just somebody messaged me, offered me the right amount of money, and I said, yeah, I'd be kind of stupid to pass it up at this point. So it is what it is. But like I said, this car is definitely going to help me with the transition. So yeah, but listen to this. Oh man, I love it. And then it just, that way it handles turns. I feel like it's better than the C8 Z06, the way it handled turns. And that car handled turns really freaking well too. So like, man, I don't know. I don't know. Then we got the pops from the exhaust. Man, this car quickly reminds me why I've kept this thing for as long as I have. I've had this car now for 6 years, and just a little bit of a backstory, I've never kept a car for that long in my entire life. I've never had a car for more than, I think, three years was the most I've ever kept a car. This is literally double the amount of time I've ever kept a car in the past. And it's not even just because it's kind of a collector, it's because it's really fun to drive. I mean, I have 16,000 miles on this car, so it's not like I'm just sitting on it waiting for it to get to the point where it's worth a bunch of money. I love driving this thing. I love looking at it. I love everything about this car. There's very few things I would complain about, but one of the biggest ones, I guess, one complaint I have about this car, and of course the C8 fixed this, was there's no front end lift. So I can't really lower this car as much as I want to, because it would be really tough to drive with that giant splitter up front and not bash it into things. But if it had a front end lift and a camera rear view mirror, I think those are the two things that would really just bring this car up to current day spec and just make the drivability even better. Now, earlier I touched on the suspension feeling more compliant while also feeling tighter through the turns. It's weird because the suspension is, to some degree, softer. It doesn't beat you up as much as the C8 Z06 does. But at the same time, I drive my Z06 in tour mode, and this is in sport mode right now. If I put this in sport, it's even softer. So really kind of interesting there. Now, if you guys haven't seen that video where I did with Jim Marrow, he's actually the one single-handedly responsible for the way that this particular car rides, and he did not do the suspension work on the C8, so maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know, but I will tell you, this feels like a more compliant ride. That's all there is. But like I said, guys, I just wanted to get a little bit of driving footage in here. Just so we can hear that exhaust a little bit, because like I said, this thing sounds amazing. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up because we are heading to a car show, so you're going to see a little bit of a car show setup here in a minute. But once we get there, we'll go from there. See you at the car show. All right, guys, so we're here, and surprisingly enough, there's actually a bunch of Corvettes here. So Dana's C7, my C7 ZR1, Bill's C8 Z06, there's a C5 back here, another C8, and then there's a red Stingray over there. We're going to walk around a little bit. Not a gigantic show, but lots of Corvettes. That looks good for... That's a done right C5 in my opinion. But yeah, guys, I'm still just like geeking out over the fact that this thing's mine and that I'm able to drive it again. And I mean, I know how that sounds, but at the same time, when you have only room for one car in your garage, one of them's gonna get mistreated. Thankfully, those days are over, because this thing is gonna be getting shown quite a bit on the show here. So yeah. Definitely proud of that lineup. Like I said, not too bad of a turnout considering it did rain a little bit, but let's take a walk around, see what else is here. Here's another C7 Corvette. Convertible, chrome wheels, interesting red top. Lots of Corvettes at this show, even though there's only maybe 50 cars here. Most of them are Corvettes, it seems. Of course, some of the old stuff shows up. I love that, the color on that. It doesn't even come through on camera, right? Because that's more of a teal in person than it looks like on camera. But we do have a C8 sitting over here, it looks like. It is a Stingray, not a Z06. Really cool older Chevy truck pulling out. Another red mist. And then of course we have one I almost forgot. There's a C3 up here and a really cool brownish purple. It's definitely, that's a cool color. It looks good with the white leather tires on it. And I don't think I'll walk over there, but there's one way over there in the distance too. Looks like another red mist Stingray. So that's pretty much all that's going on here. Like I said, this was just an excuse to get the ZR1 out. All right, guys, so that's going to pretty much do it for the video. I just wanted to make a video pulling out the ZR1, kind of showing what I'm going to be doing, some of the stuff I'm going to be doing. I don't want to give it all away, but there's a bunch of stuff coming for the ZR1. And I know a lot of you guys out there are still kind of looking for C7 Corvette content. So yeah, you're going to find it here. I think this is the best way to do it, to kind of hold me over until the C8 ZR1 comes out. I've also got something else on the horizon here that may get me back into a C8 Stingray for a couple minutes, we'll say. So stay tuned. There's a bunch of stuff coming for the channel, but if you're looking for C7 Corvette content, you're going to like what's coming. Anyway, guys, smash the thumbs up if you like the content. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of the ZR1, what I should do with it. Kind of let me know where you think this whole thing should go. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And as always, guys, stay obsessed.